This presentation is part 3 of week 7 for CGS 5131 at University of Central Florida. It covers creating, deleting, and recovering NTFS files. My name is Rick Lineker. So the first thing that happens is that the MFT entry is created for the file. Now this is similar to what we talked about for FAT. For FAT32, the directory entry is created first. The MFT entry is somewhat similar, although not identical, to the directory entry. First of all, the directory entry is 32 bytes long. MFT entry is significantly longer and contains a lot more information. The second thing that happens is the $bitmap file is updated. And this is one of the metadata files that you never see normally unless you're using WinHex or something, or Autopsy, FTK, or something like that. But what this is used for is to manage the allocation status of MFT entries. It is organized by referring to a bit by bit number. When a bit is set to 1, the entry is allocated. Otherwise, when the bit is 0, the entry is not allocated. So here's a graphical picture of part of a bitmap. So you have the data units, 1 through 16. And then the bitmap itself, each allocated data unit has a 1, each unallocated data unit has a 0. And then the last thing that happens is data is written to the data area of the device. Okay, so we're going to do some preliminary observation on an NTFS USB stick that I've created. And just to sort of reinforce what I've already been talking about, I'm going to write protect USB devices. I found that even with the GP edits set, a lot of times when you plug a USB stick in, it'll create system volume information. So let me plug it in. And I can still leave it write protected because I'm not going to try to do anything to the disk. So let's go ahead and run WinHex. And open up that disk, the USB stick. And we'll just take a look around. So the first thing we want to do is look in the root directory. And you should be able to see a lot of meta files. Okay, main menu.bmp, that's one that you saw, mountain.jpg, sample.png, and so forth. But the best way to really look for something here is to go ahead and search for it. So let's put up a search. Let's make sure we don't match the case. List searches. And what we're going to do is we're going to probably do the search twice, once with ASCII and once with Unicode. So let's do the search twice. Okay, we've got two hits for the ASCII search, which is probably in the text of the file itself. Okay, and after we get to a certain point, it's not going to find anything since there's not much data on this 8 gig drive. So I'll bail out of there. You can see we got those two. Now let's go ahead and search for Unicode. Because remember, in the directory and the MFT, it's going to be Unicode. Okay, so we got one hit there. Okay, let's see. We'll let it go just a couple seconds here and see if it finds anything else. Just going to pull this up a bit, scroll through it. Okay, let's take a look at bitmap. And as you can see, these are all filled in, so they're all allocated. Let's see what we have below this. Okay, and so way down we have some more allocations. The first part was from metafiles and MFT. Here we have from the actual data. Okay, so I'm going to write down this range. It goes through 0, 1, 7, F, 8, 4. Well, that's actually 1 byte past where it actually ends. And it starts at 17CA8. Okay. So now we've kind of looked around to see what we're looking for. I'm going to close this out and go ahead and put a file on that disk. So let's copy poem.txt to J. So now we just, oops, okay, let's unwrite protect this. And as you can see here, the minute I unwrite protected it, Windows wrote system volume information. So we're just going to have to kind of work around that and just notice what happened with that one too. So, okay. Let's kind of run WinHex again. Open that disk. You can see our friend system volume information. Okay, so now let's check the root directory. And there's system volume information. Now let's go and search for poem. And we should be able to find this with Unicode. Yeah, so we got that hit. We can bail out of here. And we go there. We see it right here, poem.txt. Okay, so that's in the root directory. Now let's take a look at bitmap. And we already know that this is for system information. That didn't change at all. Okay, the start of this is the exact same. However, you'll notice that there's additional information added to the bitmap down here after that file was added, thus showing that it had to add for the extra cluster allocations.